Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, man. So I'm not gonna lie, back in the day, a trade like this drops, myself is sweaty, man, running to my computer trying to record something as quickly as possible, man. Cause you gotta get them views, right? You gotta get them views, man. But Kyrie Irving has been such an interesting story in the world of sports for, I don't know, man, really since he was in the NBA and everything like that. I decided once I saw this trade drop, I wanted to breathe. I took myself a little nappy nap. Had myself a little flappy. I'm just joking. Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy off the show. I'll get it going. But, I was listening to some Aretha Franklin, RBSDECT. And I was smoking myself a little reefer, baby, okay? And I've really reflected solely in the soul on this trade. As you guys have seen now, if you could read the screen or probably have watched ESPN by now, bro. The Mavericks are sending... Wait, my apologies. The Nets are trading Kyrie Irving to the Mavericks. Sources tell ESPN. And then Woj followed up by saying the Mavericks are sending Dorian Finney-Smith, man. Spencer Dinwiddie, a.k.a. the Mayor, and a 2027 first-round pick and second-round picks to the Nets. Sources tell ESPN. So what's my thoughts on this? Where do I even begin with this here, man, okay? First I gotta say is that the Kyrie, Harden, Kevin Durant is the biggest big three flop in NBA history. Don't talk about Dwight Howard and Steve Nash on the Nets, okay? Or I'm sorry, on the Lakers. Like, at least they didn't really put a lot of games in there. I remember Steve Nash had some back injuries, but he was also like 97 at that point, right, man? And then obviously, James Harden gets traded to the 76ers, taking some dubs over there. Ben Simmons on the Nets, man. You want to know what the lineup right now is looking like right now for this Nets team? You're looking at, what have we got, man? Dinwiddie. This is the graphic I saw, okay? Dinwiddie at point guard. Royce, Shaquille O'Neal at the 2. Kevin Durant at the 3. Yeah, man, you can't get wrong with KD. That dude got to shoot about 90 times a game now. Benjamin Simmons at the 4, and Claxton at the 5. With the exception of Kevin Durant, who is going to knock down a shot? Now, and don't say, well, Dinwiddie can do... No, man. Dinwiddie is a good point guard, but he's streaky. You don't got to like that, man, okay? He's not consistent like that. Like, Dinwiddie is fine, bro. I like him, okay? And then, well, I guess they got Dorian Finney-Smith, too. I kept him on the lineup, right? Yeah, I guess, well, realistically, you might be, is Ben Simmons coming off the bench? Dorian Finney-Smith, he can knock, he's basically like, PJ Tucker, bro, from that corner 3 and everything, right? And then picks are nice and everything along those lines. But then I sit here and I think about the Dallas Mavericks. And, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reactions about this. The first thing I got to note out here is that everybody was saying Mark Cuban wasn't doing anything at all to get Luka help. Like, they were saying he was being cheap. They were saying that he was basically just, doing the bare minimum, man, because kind of taking Luka's stud itself, for granted in a way, right? So he went out there and got him some help. Right now, let me pull this up. So I got Kyrie's stats here, but right now, the Dallas Mavericks are sitting at 28 and 26. Which honestly isn't horrible at 6. Obviously the Western Conference is pretty close, like the Eastern Conference, although you can kind of see there's a little bit more separation maybe in the West. A little bit, maybe not so much. But, yeah, so I thought it was a low-risk move because as constructed, the Mavericks were not going to win a championship. It just wasn't going to happen, man. The hero ball doesn't work. I recognize Luka's greatness. I said 2 years ago that their offense was orchestrated like James Harden hero ball, and people got mad at me about it, right? And they were like, that's insulting. Crispy, no, it's not. It's just the way that they're running their offense. You got the specialty players next to the great offensive player in Luka. That was the same thing they did over on the Houston Rockets. It didn't really work. They brought in Christian Wood. Christian Wood's having a really solid season here, man. Let me pull up the Dallas Mavericks real quick here. And, yeah, just because, I don't know, let me pull this up. Come on, man. Come on, internet. Load. All right, yeah, what's the man been doing this season? Yeah, Christian Wood, 18 points, 8 rebounds per game, shooting great from 3 and everything. Dinwiddie's actually pretty solid. Oh, he's at 40% from 3? I apologize, didn't we? I guess you do have it like that, man. I know he was launching it like that, because typically he's like an okay three-point shooter. And then Dorian Finney-Smith is fine too and everything. Sorry, myself's kind of in the way here, man. But yeah, so when it comes down to it, like, the Mavericks are getting roasted for not looking at Luka help. And then they got him helping. Everybody's like, oh, like, Kyrie Irving is going to be a big distraction. Yes, Kyrie does have a championship ring. Kyrie, you know, we've been saying that, like, well, maybe if he can change his mentality. Like, Kyrie at this point is who he is. I will say, though, if, for one, when Kyrie plays basketball, he's a top point guard in the NBA. That's why he's starting for the All-Star team. Although I guess he would still start because it's not East versus West. But beyond that, like, the way Luka plays, and obviously, like, Luka's not as good as a defensive player as LeBron was, but, you know, LeBron James, ball-dominant forward that obviously you'd run the offense through him, but also a willing passer, which would really set up Kyrie Irving to play a lot of off-ball. And also at times, too, it's just like when LeBron didn't really want to be handling things, like you give the ball to Kyrie, he'll get you a basket and everything, especially in the fourth quarter. I think he leads the NBA in fourth quarter clutch points or something along those lines. And you combine that with Luka. Now, I will say, I think, in my mind, I think Luka is a little bit more sporadic. That's not the word I'm looking for. I think LeBron James was maybe somebody that could, like, bite his tongue a little bit better about maybe how Kyrie could have been at times. And, like, and at the point when Kyrie was on the Cavaliers, he wasn't really a distraction from what I remember. It wasn't really until he left the Cavaliers and, well, really initiated leaving the Cavaliers that it became a distraction, everything like that. But, you know, Luka's kind of got a little bit of an attitude. So he doesn't seem like the type of person that's going to be, like, let things fly. Like, I do think Luka would say something, you know, if Kyrie was really acting up. And obviously that can go one or two ways, where Kyrie can be like, yeah, like, you're the leader of this team, let me listen to you, or it causes issues and, you know, things like that, man. But as far as it on offensively, it definitely works. Defensively, yeah, this team's got some holes in it now. You know, Dorian Finney-Smith, just one of those guys that can guard a lot of different positions. Dinwiddie's like 6'6" or something like that, so he always has some good height to him and things along those lines. But I think what you get from Kyrie Irving offensively and everything is going to be really solid. And if he can buy into playing some more defense, which obviously is just something done at this day and age, you know, when you're already like that type of player and everything like that, then yeah, it might not happen. But yeah, Kyrie Irving on this season, let's see what numbers he's putting up here, man. Kyrie is putting up 27 a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 37% from 3. And I don't have any gripes with him offensively on the Mavericks. I think it's going to work. I do think that, you know, there will be enough shots to be had, no doubt, especially once, you know, he's played with LeBron, he's played with Kevin Love, he's played with Kevin Durant, he played with, you know, James Harden. I mean, not really a lot with those guys, but enough where you can kind of see, like, he'll get his, and he'll be efficient and everything like that, man. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. As far as the Nets go, I would probably just say that they got a pick out of it, I guess. Like, Kyrie was not going to play another game for them anyway. So really, when you have like the trade request was already kind of BS. Yo, what's the Nets record right now, man? Yeah, they are 32-20. Like, they were right above, you know, right there in the Eastern Conference like that. So I thought the trade request in general was kind of weird, but it happened. And I think when things like that happen, you lose a lot of leverage. And when you are an expiring contract, when you are the personality of Kyrie Irving, that doesn't really help your trade value. And I think the fact that the Nets were able to turn this rough situation, really this whole, like, if you think, I know Ben Simmons hasn't been great, but you combine that and everything with Kyrie and James Harden, like what they got back, like, Ben Simmons was still a top pick in the draft. You still got a pick out of it. Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith with Kevin Durant. If you have KD, you have a chance. So, I mean, those are good good players to have around Kevin Durant. Maybe KD can go for a scoring title or something. I don't really know, man. But what y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. That's all we got. Thank y'all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.